Hey, it's Ubu, and today we're playing the demo for a game called My Beautiful Faraway. Please don't be cruel to me. It's developed by Architect, it's self-published, and you can find the game on Steam. And if you're not familiar with my channel, at the end of the video I'll review the game, share my general thoughts, give it my final judgment, and I will have timestamps in the description. Also, if you'd like to support my channel and what I do here, hit subscribe, leave a like, comment, and share the video. And also just started streaming over on Twitch, so if that interests you, I hope to see you over there. So now let me tell you about the game and we'll get started. A dreamlike, half-remembered void veiled in aching silence. Nothing explains what this place is or why anyone would arrive here. The story ended before this place ever existed, leaving only desolation lingering. The world slowly reveals itself through fragmented stories and encounters with other figures, each lost in their own way. Some truths remain elusive. Those who observe may notice subtle connections between scattered traces, yet understanding is never handed. Now that you know what the game is about, we'll go ahead and hit play and see what's up. So, play game. Jeez Louise. Eyes closed. I feel nothing. No sound, no movement, no thought. Where is my body? I try to focus, to feel the weight of my hands, the movement of my legs, but nothing responds. Try to find a direction, to turn, to sense which way is up and which is down. But space gives nothing to hold on to. Eyes open. I see nothing. I see neither light nor darkness. Only gray shapes pulsing somewhere behind my eyelids. My mind tries to find something to grip. A thought rises and immediately fades, as if there is simply nothing to confirm it with. Where am I? Who am I? Amid this emptiness, vague hints of something familiar begin to surface. An unclear shade that cannot be called a color. A rustle that doesn't quite sound like it. A rustle that doesn't quite sound like sound, but resembles it. Fragments of images begin to appear. Familiar outlines, but stripped of meaning. Too indistinct. Are these memories? Why am I here? At some point, I got the sense that a choice needed to be made. I had two likely assumptions. This is a dream, or this is death. I'm gonna say this is a dream. Interesting. Is that what I think? I mean, I guess so. Why? Why me? Eyes close. Oh, I see. I was like, is it supposed to say closed? But I think I'm just overthinking that. Loading. Very existentialism type themes going on there. Like, why? Do I really think these things? Why do I think them? I think, therefore I am, kind of thing, I guess. This looks really cool. Look at this organ. Good God. Boy, we're short. Interact. Dusty organ. Some keys are missing. Okay. We need to get some keys, I guess, at some... Oh. New item, organ key, 1 of 5. Alright. Nice. Apparently, this game is very, like, abstract and obscure when it comes to its puzzles, so we'll do our best. I mean, this seems pretty straightforward at the moment. We need to find the keys, which I assume are in this room somewhere. But how well hidden are they? Take. New item, musical notes. Do we have an inventory? We do. Musical notes. A yellowed sheet of organ music. The melody seems simple, but there is a strange, almost funeral weight to it. Someone has written the lyrics over the notes by hand. Okay. Weird how the music kind of like slows down like that on the menu. It's distorted. And sprint, that's good. We can jump. Oh, look at that. Oh. Interesting. Okay. So we need 2 more organ keys. I assume are around here somewhere. I hope. Oh, there's one. All right, we need 1 more. Oh, there it is. Aha. Pretty solid ambience. A lot of wind. Dusty organ. You found all the keys. Install them? Yes. That's pretty cool. Play it? Yes. Musical notes. A sad song of the feather and the crow. Okay, 1 is the crow's cry struck the fog and split into 2 strands of sound. Later, the silhouette of the bird itself began to divide in 2, leaving a thin slit in the air. From that seam, a solitary feather silently fell and hung in the air, as if unsure which way to drop. Hoping to catch it, I held up my numbed palm, spreading each finger wide open. So there must be some sort of order to these, but for some reason they already sound in order. Oh, here's more. Okay. The feather was so large, I would have needed both hands to fully hold it. I reached for it again, and again, but it would not yield. And then it vanished. First its form, then its essence, and finally the very seam from which it had come. Note added. Oh, I wanted to read... I'll look at the note. Oh, just... Okay, I see. Yes. Do we need more sheets of music? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like how that sounded. That was pretty sick. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6, 7 as well. It makes me wonder if we don't have everything for this. Interesting. I think we'll just maybe leave for now. I guess I don't quite understand that. These books? Maybe we'll look here. Read. A fragment of a letter. The date and address are worn away. I write this not knowing to whom. Maybe to myself. Maybe to you. Though you will never read it. I don't know how much time I have left. My hands shake so badly I can't light a match on the first try. Today I am in the church again. We used to come here together, but you stopped coming. So did I. And then so did I. Yes, okay, I read that right. I can no longer remember your face. I cannot recall the color of your eyes. That's sad. Like, I don't know if it's complete as a puzzle yet. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so there's 2, 1, 5, 2, 2, 1, 5, 2, 4, 1, or 3. 1 or 3. Let me look at that again. I'm gonna write this down, which I like never do, because each line has some reference to a number. So let's try it. So 2, 2, 1, 5, 2, 4, 1. No. 2, 2, 1, 5, 2, 4, 3. Haha! Hey! The puzzle master. The walls trembled. Something fell from the chandelier into the fountain. I'm a little surprised with myself, actually. That is a big key. Holy crap. Church key. Maybe we needed that to get out of here, actually. I don't know. Can we actually look at stuff in our inventory? A heavy iron key to the church door. It was inside, even though the door was locked from the outside. How it got here is unclear. Okay, so maybe we That was a required puzzle. I didn't try the door earlier, so I didn't know. I guess I'm like overthinking about how this game said it would have very abstract puzzles, and you know, we learn by doing. So that was pretty cool. Ah, the Bell of Awakening. Is this Firelink Shrine? Whoa, that is a cool looking tree. I like it. Very slow moving water. There's a satellite dish in the distance too. What the heck? Hello? That looks so cool. Phone. Pick up. Yes. Voice from the phone. Silence. If you can hear this, forgive me. I hope you are not here and never will be. Okay. Well, I am here. So, what's your problem? How strange. Locked. Alright, I guess I'll go this way then. Ah! Boo! The crow jump scared us. His name is Moore. Look who finally showed up. About time. Talking crow? Aha. Never seen one before. Who are you? Moore. Okay, where am I? Somewhere. Definitely. Beautiful, isn't it? I don't understand anything. I understand nothing. No need to. Why would you? You'll figure it out eventually. Or rather, you'll remember. Or you won't. Does it matter? Look. See those antennas? Their signal reaches all the way into the dream. Speaking of the dream, that's where you're headed, isn't it? Me? You. You just got a call. The call was from the dream. You can get to the dream by train. What dream? The crow vanished. Alright. Very philosophical. I assume the crow is our guide, more or less. Ooh. Title card. My beautiful Faraway. Please, don't be cruel to me. Nice. Guess I'll go down here to this little village-looking area. It's quite nice. It's just an odd vibe that I really like. Oh, it's a fisherman. Or a man who is fishing. Hello, sir. Old man. Hello. Keep it down, you'll scare the fish. Hello. Lost, I'd wager. So how else would you be here? What is this place? No idea. Doesn't look like much of a place at all. You tell me. Time doesn't flow anywhere. Nobody's rushing anywhere. Maybe that's just old age. Is this what dementia feels like, I wonder? Beautiful. Anything biting? Good question. Nothing's biting. I don't think anything even lives here, actually. Why do you keep at it, then? Hands are busy, head is quiet. That's enough for me. I sit here with this feeling that I'm waiting for someone, but they never come, and I don't know. Whether I'm really waiting for someone, or whether they already came and I've just forgotten. Well, what does it matter anyways? Here I sit, fishing for water, smoking. Quiet here, on the whole. Good. Though sometimes screaming drifts over from the city. Gives me a bad feeling. Doesn't sound good at all. What kind of screaming? There's an apartment over there. They're always fighting. A couple seems like. Every day without stopping. Now quieter, now louder. I don't know what they're arguing about. Don't much want to know. I feel you on that, buddy. Let's investigate. Another giant tree. Let's be nosy and look around. Locked. Locked again. We're also locked. Alright, we can go to this big building in the middle. Which kind of look like a chapel. Oh. G1. It's a lever. Note to tenants. Dear tenants, the gas pipes in your building are in critical condition and may fail at any moment. I have made multiple attempts to gain access, but judging by the endless shouting and screaming, you were too busy to open the door. The repair diagram is posted somewhere behind the building. Go frick with it yourselves, then. I'm off to get drunk. Regards, the mechanic. Okay. Somewhere behind the building is the repair diagram. Okay, well, we're probably gonna need that. This is odd. What's this? I can't interact with it. Alright. Let's go out here first. Let's look for that repair diagram. Emergency gas pipeline repair diagram. Wow, that's a mouthful. Valve locations. First floor, G1, supply. Second floor, M2, distribution. Third floor, F1, F2, F4, main flows. F3 and F5, stabilization. Position up, off. Position down, on. Right. Okay. Now, is there some kind of weird order to this as well? They just need to all be down. Oh, here we go. Maybe I should read further ahead. Confirm all flows are off. Okay. Activate supply, distribution, and both stabilization valves. Activate main flows, no more than one at a time. Start the system, blue valve on the third floor. Are we talking third floor like that's the ground floor? Is this like some backwards way of doing things that I'm used to at least? I don't know, because the blue valve, there was a blue valve on the ground floor, so I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to turn them all off. Then activate supply, distribution, and both stabilization valves. And then activate main flows, no more than one at a time. That's kind of tricky. I don't know what that means. And then start the system. Oh, okay, here we go. Supply without stabilization will create unstable pressure. More than two active flows will create excessive pressure. Warning, starting the system when both conditions are met simultaneously will result in system failure. Uh-oh. Okay, so we need supply and stabilization. We can't have more than two active flows. Okay. I suppose that makes sense. Another fountain. Giant bridge, good God. Or aqueduct, I'm not sure what that is. But let's see if we can figure this out. I like puzzles, so I'm really into this. So this looks like a blue valve, yes? Let's go look around. This is also blue. Am I losing my mind? Don't answer that. Okay, so this will be the second floor. This will be the third floor, at least where I'm from. Husband, shut up, I'm begging you. Just shut up! Shut up! He's gone because of you, and you just sit there like nothing happened. Why the frick is it my fault? It was your decision, you stupid frickin' biatch. God. You think this emptiness doesn't eat at me too? I'm hurting too. He's hurting. You even know what hurt feels like? I do. Better than you ever will. I did it because of you. Because of you. And you stand there throwing it in my face. It was your decision. Yours. You didn't even bother to tell me what you were planning. You piece of crap. I didn't want this. Oh. What, enjoying the show? What do you want? Sorry, I didn't mean to intrude. No, it's fine. Fine, he says. Quiet. Anyway, the TV remote went missing. That's what they're so worked up about. Jesus Christ. Missing. Please be quiet. Without it, the TV doesn't work, so here we sit, spending quality time together. I can look for it. Really? Now there's a decent person, unlike some. Thank you. Sorry you had to hear all of that. Check the swamp. It should be somewhere out there. Alright. You're weird. Okay, this is the blue valve. I see. And these are levers, not valves. I understand now. So, let us look at our note. Okay, so main flows are all the red ones. Okay. Oh no, F1, 2, and 4 are main flows. F3 and 5 are stabilization. Okay. So all flows need to be off. Activate supply, distribution, and both stabilization valves. And then activate main flows. Okay, I think we can do this. So, let's make sure that everything is off. And it is. So, now, we need to supply, distribution, stabilization. Okay, so we need to activate supply, distribution, and stabilization. Let's do that. So, it'll be this one and this one. And then let's zoom around and turn these on, I guess. Okay. So now we just turn one of these on and then hit the valve. I'm confused. Okay, it makes me wonder if we were supposed to mess it up. So supply without stabilization will create unstable pressure. More than 2 active flows will create excessive pressure. Okay. Alright, well I'm gonna just see what happens if I mess it up. Okay, so I was supposed to mess it up. Okay, that's what I assumed. Now we have a valve. Red metal valve, the thread is bent. Should come in useful somewhere else. Should be useful, or should come in handy somewhere else. Probably work better grammatically. Alright, well. I spent a good bit of time on that. The fact that it told me, like, oh, if you mess it up, this will happen, either told me I shouldn't do that, or I should, because nothing happened when I did it correctly. At least what I thought was correct, so. Process of elimination. We also need to go look for a swamp somewhere. For a remote. I'm assuming that gas leak probably won't be good for those people inside, though, so. If I was a swamp, I would be this way, through the forest. I guess. Oh no. Smell of vomit and urine. Ew. Very. Don't touch. Frick off, please. Oh. Darn. Can I help you? Everything's under control, honey. I'm just a little tired. Just... frick. Sorry. Are you even real? Or am I just seeing things? God, what's happening to me? Frick. Sorry for being rude, I didn't mean it. Stay close a little, please. What happened? No idea. Don't remember a frickin' thing. Head's pounding, everything's spinning. It's so cold. How did I end up here? Or did someone... Well... Alright, I should get going. Though, could you do a lady a small favor? Of course. I've lost all my things somewhere. My boot came off somehow. My bag disappeared. I was holding it tight, I think. Must have slipped when I... Never mind. Oh, and my cigarettes fell out of it. Well, frick. Anyway, if you find them, bring them, please. They must be somewhere in this forest. I'll look. Thank you. I'll just lie here for now. So her boot, her purse, and her cigs. I was kind of hoping to look for a swamp first, but... Man, there's no telling where these things can be out here. Let's just follow this road to the end. Oh, there's something. Found a boot. Easy. Okay, this leads us to the cemetery. Or whatever this is. Nope, it's just where these antennas are, as they're called. So we found a boot. Let's look for the other stuff, I guess, while we're out here. There's an invisible wall here, so... Can't go that way. How far can we go out this way? Nice. Oh. Was a purse. Where would I be? And there it is. Alright, so we found a boot. These are actually pretty close to each other. Now we need to find those cigs. Oh, here they are. That's a massive pack of cigarettes. Holy crap. Thankfully. Or else they'd have been pretty tough to find. Alright. You found everything. Seriously? Thank you. You're very sweet. Used. I'd kiss you, but my legs still aren't cooperating. I'm a little embarrassed. That's okay. You should get cleaned up first. Turn around for a second. I need to pull myself together. Okay. Alright, you can look. Okay. He's edgy. There, that's better. You're a good one. How did someone like you end up here? Thank you. Here, being where, exactly? Oh, my head is splitting. Not now. I feel awful. Better meet me at the bar. We could talk properly. The bar? Haha, yeah. What else is there to do here? Alright, don't miss me. See you. See you later. Your leggings are all screwed up too. Your... What do they call those? Pantyhose? There's probably a less antiquated term. I don't know. I don't know nothing. Hydraulic system with a valve socket. Oh, you found the valve. Use it? Yes. Nice. I love the progress. This is like Lies of P. With the swamps and stuff. Oh, we got a platforming section, it looks like. Oh! the demo version ends here. The story continues in the full version. Thank you for playing. You're welcome. I expected to end like that, to be honest, but that's okay. Alright, well, I'm back on the main menu where I'll review this demo, and if you're just here for the gameplay, I appreciate you hanging out, and I hope to see you again. And as always in my reviews, I start with the visuals, and I am very easygoing when it comes to visuals, but I still like to talk about them. I overall really enjoy the visual presentation of this game. I like its art direction. It's very strange blending of environments, more or less. You have this main menu that shows these TV screens, which is very odd. It's in this like void-like sky region or something. It's just filled with fog and clouds or something like that, and it creates a very strange first impression, and I quite like it. Now, actually, in the game, there's not a lot of color, which definitely stands out. It's very heavy with dark tones, grays and blacks and whatnot. There are some colors here and there, like the red valves and levers and the building and whatnot, and the objects that we pick up, which I think helps them stand out a little bit, especially for gathering and object hunting for puzzles. So I appreciate that dynamic there. If everything was gray everywhere, it would be really difficult, I feel like, or it would add a little bit more extra padding, unnecessary padding, to find these objects. So I'm glad that those stand out at least. I like that the text was very easy to read in the game, and I appreciate there not being like obnoxious noise associated with it. That's just a weird nitpick that I have for other games. It's very quiet. It allows me to read and really take in what's being told or said to me, and I appreciate that. The world itself feels very unique in a sense. Like I said, it has a blending of things. It's just, you know, Gothic-like churches, mechanical anomalies almost, like these large satellite dishes sitting out in the distance. But, you know, we have like a, you know, cemetery, a little village, some, you know, ponds and lakes and stuff like that, and I think it comes together very well to create, I think, an acceptable dreamlike state where it's not trying too hard to look insanely abstract or anything, if that makes sense. It's easy to sort of ease yourself into this part of the game, at least. Obviously, it was leading up to us platforming through some sort of like industrial swamp kind of thing there at the end, but I think to start, the environmental storytelling and impression that it gave had a very familiar and convincing presentation to start with, which I appreciate. Maybe as we progress through the full game, things become a lot more abstract, but I like how it started out very believable, if that makes sense. And also the characters we spoke to, the old man, the arguing couple, and Fairy, all looked really cool. They had really nice aesthetics about them. You know, they were just almost archetypal in a sense, where old man looks like old man. He's in a wheelchair. Barry is definitely the most unique character we've come across, even though there's only a few. And then the arguing couple are kind of shrouded away, hidden in their room. You don't really get to see them, really just the husband peeking out. And I find that interesting. So overall, I guess that's a long-winded way of saying I really enjoyed the visual presentation of this game. It knows how to ease you into the environment. It has a familiar sense about it, as well as having a few things that make you wonder what's really going on. Is it a dream? Is it death? Is it, you know, purgatory? Or what could this place be with these strange environments sort of all sitting on top of each other? So very interesting visual presentation, and I quite like it. So great job with that. Now, in terms of audio, the thing that stands out the most to me so far in this, at least, is the music, and I think the music is very well done. I really like it. It definitely sets the tone very well, especially on the main menu. It's somber, it's mysterious, it's dark, it's almost sad in a sense. And I like that about this game. It has a very unique sort of feel to it. It's almost a welcoming sense of wonder and mystery that I think just works really well in tandem with the environment, especially. Of course, there are sounds such as, you know, picking up objects, solving puzzles, things like that as well, which I think works really well. It's obviously very similar to games like Silent Hill and stuff, where there's just a very unique, familiar tone that you pick up, that you get used to, you know, and it just creates another layer of audio design that I think we all like and I think works really well. So great job with that. Aside from that, I wouldn't say anything in the audio necessarily stands out, but I think it all works really, really well for what we have and what we're able to experience in this demo. And I think it creates a very immersive and convincing environment and auditory experience. And I think it definitely holds up the strange vibe this game has, especially its music, like I said. So great job with that all the way around. I really like the audio design a lot, even if it's pretty simple in a sense. I think that works in its own right. So great job. Now, in terms of mechanics, this demo is pretty straightforward. You are able to solve a few puzzles here and there, interact with some of the characters, and explore a little bit. It feels a little linear, at least in the demo. The full game will have a more of a non-linear approach to it. I assume what we're doing in the demo is more of like a tutorial, introductory sort of section. And then as we move our way past this area, I'm sure the game becomes a lot less linear, more or less. There's supposed to be multiple endings as well in the full game. Non-linear exploration. It should take a few hours more or less to finish the game, but over 6 hours if you were to try to experience everything this game has to offer. Which I think is cool to have some options, not to feel locked into, fully completing everything. At least giving the option allows you to maybe create different experiences for yourself. But mechanically in the demo, like I said, it's pretty straightforward. You solve some puzzles, which I had fun solving. I thought they were actually pretty intuitive. They weren't extremely complex, but they made me think enough to where I felt very satisfied solving them. So I really enjoyed that aspect of this game, especially. I really like the focus on puzzles and them being, kind of mixed into the environment with the organ and also like fixing the gas, gas leak, or at least breaking the gas leak, making it worse to get the valve. And then we use the valve to progress further through the swamp area. I assume that's what that's at least going to lead us to. Of course, you also have Fairy, who looks like she was very hungover, and we helped locate her items that she had misplaced. And also, along with the telephone speaking to us and the crow talking to us, I like those characters as well. I would even say the phone is a character. I'm not sure who they are. Maybe it's us on the other side of the phone, but who knows? But the crow being sort of this potential guide as we progress further into the full game, I think will be a nice touch. I like that a lot. Obviously, it's reminiscent of most fairy tale-like environments like Alice in Wonderland or something like that. There's always some sort of guide-like character, even if they're like a familiar, like a crow or a mouse or a rabbit or something like that. I think it works really well, and I'm excited to see how all these characters sort of play into each other and how our influence changes maybe how they behave in the game, or maybe changes the different endings throughout and whatnot. And I think for what the demo presented was enough to get me really engaged, and I definitely feel like it made a really strong first impression of what we can expect from the full game itself, and I really liked what they did here mechanically. Like it says in the Steam description, the game doesn't rush you, it's all on your own pace. You get to really soak in the game itself, really take your time with things. You don't feel rushed, and I like that a lot. So overall, mechanically, I would say this game is pretty solid, at least from what we've experienced so far. Now, in terms of story and concept, I don't really know how to interpret the story quite yet because it is just a demo, but clearly we're having some sort of strange moment in time that's either us being stuck in a dream or in some sort of death-like purgatory, some sort of internal prison of our mind in some sense. I'm not sure how to necessarily interpret it. Like I said, it is very dreamlike, and so I think that's probably the easiest way to describe it. Obviously, it's up for interpretation, especially based on what we say to people and what we experience in the game itself, leading up to the potential different endings. I'm sure we'll explain a lot more of that and give us different perspectives on what we're experiencing, and I'm very excited about that. And I think it's a really cool way to approach this kind of game. From what we experienced, it's definitely, we're looking more at like a canvas at the moment, and as we play the game and experience it more, solve more puzzles, experience more dialogue with, different NPCs and whatnot, we'll start to paint our own ideal vision of what we're experiencing, and whatever comes out in the end will be how I guess it ends for us. So I hope that makes sense. I think it's very much a blank slate to start with, and I like that. It definitely allows the player to fill in the blanks themselves, and I like having the opportunity to do that in a game and not have everything explained to me. So that's a great way to approach this, and I really like the very slow, methodical pace this game has, and I think it's really cool. Like I said, there's probably different ways to interpret what we experienced today, but that's the way I look at it. It's definitely more dreamlike to begin with, but like I said, it might evolve and become a lot more of a dynamic experience as we go forward in the full game. Either way, the first impressions of the story definitely have me hooked in, and I'm very intrigued in where it can go, and I think that's a big positive when it comes to presenting a story, especially in a demo. So great job with that. And in terms of the overall concept, I like the idea of this slow-paced, methodical, dreamlike, puzzle-focused, narrative-driven experience like this. and I think it works really well. I think that's the best way I can put it in terms of its overall concept, but I'll just say I really like it and it has a lot of potential. Now, in terms of performance and settings, the game's performance was really good. I had no issues with it whatsoever. I would say it's probably perfect from my experience, and no bugs, no glitches, no issues like that whatsoever, so I think that's great. So in terms of settings, you have different languages here that you can cycle through, which is good. There seems to be a handful of options, which is always a welcome sight. Your music volume, which I have turned down some. It wasn't on this by default. And then your field of view, your camera sensitivity, your screen mode, and your filters, which are a little strange to go through. Like if you just have smear on, that's what it looks like. Then you can turn them all on, I think. And then you can also just turn off the ones you don't like. So that's pretty cool. You can also delete your save data, and you can reset trophies, which are not in the demo version. If you click on trophies, they're unavailable. I'm interested to see what those are. Maybe keep track of some of your progression and do your different endings and whatnot. I think that's pretty cool. So overall, the performance is great. And while there probably could be additional settings added in the future, I think from the way the game is crafted and what you presented here today is so well done that there's not a lot of settings that I think are really necessary for this experience, at least from my experience. But I'm sure there's always something you can come up with in the future in terms of accessibility and things like that. So my final judgment for the My Beautiful Faraway, Please Don't Be Cruel to Me demo is I would say it's very good. I think everything about this game is very well crafted. It has a wonderful dreamlike atmosphere that envelops me as I solve puzzles, explore the environment, and interact with the inhabitants of this place, wondering about what's really going on and where it's all going to lead to. And I think it has a wonderful first impression with its mysterious and esoteric story and approach to the environment itself, being very odd and disconnected and almost unnatural in some ways. And along with its solid performance and acceptable settings, I would say this is a very well put together experience that I had a great time playing. I just wish I could have gotten a little bit more out of the demo today. That's more of a personal nitpick. It doesn't reflect the quality of the game whatsoever or my rating, but I really enjoyed this and I just wanted to keep playing it. So awesome job with this. This is a very unique and very interesting game, and I really like your approach to it. I really like the vibes, and it's just a very interesting artistic expression that I greatly appreciate, and I think you're going to do a really good job with this going forward, and I'm excited to see where it goes. So I hope everybody checks this out for themselves and gives it a chance, because I don't think they'll be disappointed. But anyways, I wish you the best of luck on your future endeavors and your work. Tell me what you think in the comments below. What are your thoughts on this game? Do you agree or disagree with me? Do you have anything to add? Do you just want to say hi? Let me know what's up. Don't forget to check the pinned comment below for the links to everything and go play this game for yourself and form your own opinion. I'm sure the developer would really appreciate your feedback as well as mine. If you'd like to support my channel, hit subscribe, leave a like, comment, and share the video. And I've also started streaming over on Twitch every now and then. If that interests you, go check it out. I hope to see you there. And I thank you for watching my video. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I think that's all I have to say about it. So thanks for hanging out with me. But don't forget,